What's up, everyone? It is your girl Ariana Chanel with the Petty Punch. And last night, Love and Hip Hop Miami premiered, and from the looks of it already, it's going to be crazy. This looks like it's going to be the best season yet. The cast is very diverse and fun, but it sure looks like there's going to be a lot of shade thrown this season. So, the episode first kicks off with the Latin artist Amira, and she basically wants to cross over into the American music industry. Now, she meets with the producer, Young Hollywood. She first shows up with her mom in the business meeting, so it kind of was a weird, awkward vibes. However, she decides to meet up with him the next time. Amira's not the typical, Latin, stereotypical look like a J-Lo. She has beautiful dark skin, nice, beautiful afro. She's gorgeous, gorgeous. However, Young Hollywood told her that she needs to not look like a Macy Gray and look like a Beyonce. That was very offensive because to her, she's like, so you're trying to tell me my afro is not elegant enough to be successful and that I can't be myself? So she ends up storming off, and he had a very rude and snarky attitude. So I don't really know what's up with that producer. Meanwhile, we're introduced to Gunplay and his girlfriend Kiera. Now, Gunplay moved from Miami to Atlanta to, be with Rick Ross, and he blew up basically. However, he wants to come back to Miami. His girlfriend's a little nervous because she's like, there's so much stuff that went down in Miami, the streets. I don't want you to be a part of that again. However, he tells her, look, you ain't got nothing to worry about. I'm trying to focus on my music. So when he gets down there, of course, he runs into Trick Daddy, and Trick Daddy basically tells him, I want you to be a part of me and Trina's new collaboration. Now, later on in the episode, we see Trina perform with Trick for their performance to promote their new, collaborations coming up. And this is when it gets all messy. We're introduced to Trina's first cousin, Bobby. Now, Bobby is an openly gay rapper, and he's just trying to make it. And so he comes to the party, he's like, oh, I'm on the invite list. He wasn't on there, but security ended up letting him in. He goes see Trina, is like, oh my God, your performance was amazing. And, Trina's kind of like, oh, okay. So then he asks, well, what are you doing? Trina doesn't invite him. So we get the backstory on that. Basically, Bobby in the past has been very, dramatic and caused problems with her team, specifically her assistant, Alvin. So she was like, I just don't want you to come out because it's always messy. So, he takes offense to it. He feels like Trina's not there for him with his music, so he kind of gets upset and leaves. Meanwhile, Shay Johnson is in Miami, and this time she's with her new man, Pleasure P. Pleasure P is, of course, from Pretty Ricky, and he's trying to basically rebuild the group and get them back together. Now, Shay's like, I don't know how I feel about that because when the group broke up, there was a lot of controversy going on, a lot of drama surrounding the whole breakup. So it was just a whole bunch of chaos. So she doesn't really want him to jump back into that negativity. However, he tries to assure her, look, I got this. We're going to be good. Just let me do me. So he meets up with, Pretty Ricky. They get into a little argument. However, they seem like they're going to be moving into the right footsteps. So Shay ends up popping up to their rehearsal backstage, and she just ends up going in. She first starts off the conversation with, I'm here to support Pleasure because he's here to jumpstart y'all non-existent careers. Now, someone said that to me, I'm going to take offense. So, the other members were like, who are you? What's going on? They end up going back at it. Pleasure does not defend his girl, Shay. And so she's like, is that what we're doing now? And so she ends up storming off. So we'll see what happens next episode with that. Now, the episode ends back in chaos again with Bobby and Trina when Bobby shows up to a brunch that Trina was at. Now, there's a new artist, her name is Miami Tip, and she's close with Trina. She's basically trying to get Trina to, jumpstart her career. And so she invites Bobby to the brunch because she didn't know that it was going to be a whole bunch of drama with it. So when Bobby comes in, Alvin's sitting across the table. That's Trina's assistant. And from jump, it's already shots being thrown. Alvin tells Bobby that he's a leech. And so Bobby jumps up, leaps across the table, and throws a drink at him. And after that, chaos breaks loose. Trina follows Bobby out the restaurant and is like, what is going on? You can't be doing this. You're disrespecting my team. Bobby keeps calling her team minions. Trina don't like that. And Bobby just feels like Trina don't want to really support his music. So it seems like this season is going to be, like I said, crazy. But make sure you check back next week for another recap of Love and Hip Hop Miami. And also be sure to go on thepettypunch.com for your latest entertainment and gossip news.